It's Friday today, and I got back from Japan last Friday. And I feel like I'm still getting over some jet lag. I know on Google it says like jet lag lasts like a day for every hour difference that you travel. And Japan is 16 hours ahead, so it's only been a week, so I guess it makes sense that I'm still kind of like, meh. It's fine, I'm just a little tired at times. But yeah, hi. How are you guys? I feel like, yeah, whenever I do like travel videos, travel vlogs, it doesn't feel like a real vlog, you know, because I'm kind of just like capturing little curated moments and like not really having time to like speak like this to a camera, you know, because I don't know, I'm either with people or I have to be outside or, you know, it's just, the conditions aren't perfect. So this feels a little long overdue. But anyways, holy shit, you guys. Thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. Huh? That's wild. Yeah, wow. 10,000 of you. Thank you so much for all of the support. Thank you so much for being here. I feel feelings about, you know, people being invested in me and actually like enjoying these silly little fucking vlogs that I do. So yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, how are you guys? How's it going? Sorry, I just gotta pack an order real quick. One of my customers, her package went missing. Hi Kayla, if you're watching. She's so sweet. Like her address is kind of weird or whatever, so I feel like a lot of her mail gets lost, but yeah, we've sorted out a replacement order, so I just gotta send that out today. But yeah, so today it's a bit of a gloomy day. I got a bit of work done this morning. So for the rest of my day, I want to go to the gym. I gotta mail this off, but I have an exciting new project. So in my city, there's a music festival every summer called Sled Island, and I applied to be a part of their poster art show or whatever, where they work with a bunch of different local artists and pair them up with the different bands and musical acts that are playing the festival. So yeah, I applied and I got matched up to a artist called Ecstasy, EKK Stacy. I hadn't heard of him before, but yeah, I've kind of been doing some like preliminary research on him, and he seems like a really cool, I don't know, I chose like a few artists to be like my top 3 picks or whatever, and I got matched with him. I liked his vibe. He's very like aesthetically cool, and I feel like after doing a bit more research on him, he's very like kind of like new age, like emo, kind of like indie punk, and he's like into the skateboarding scene, very like anarchist and all that, so that's kind of cool. So it seems like it's going to be a exciting project, so I want to get started on that today. And yeah, so the art and all that doesn't go live until the day before the festival, which is in June, I believe. June 18th is when they go live with all of the posters. They're doing like a little gallery show at I Love You Coffee Shop, if any of you guys live in Calgary. But yeah, so it's exciting. I haven't really worked on a, like, other than client work, I guess, I haven't really done like a full illustration in a while, really, since I've kind of fallen off of my alphabet superset vibe, which like I do still want to get back on that horse. Hopefully this project will kind of kickstart me back into that groove, but it's really cool. It seems like it's super open in terms of content, and like it's up to the artist basically what this poster is going to look like. So basically my process here was grabbing as many photos as I could of Ecstasy for reference. I took a gander on Pinterest looking for different like style references, things like that. That's typically how my illustration process goes. I'm somebody who really loves playing with lots of different kinds of styles and stylistic choices and experimentation in terms of like visually and like texturally how I want to deliver something. So for this one, I thought it was super relevant. Just the, I don't know, the aesthetic of like an indie pop kind of artist is very like kind of grunge, very, I don't know, hard around the edges. It kind of is reminiscent of like how I kind of was when I was growing up. Little known fact about me, I was like a huge tomboy up until like maybe the 7th grade. And like I loved, I don't know, being like edgy and different and whatever. So I feel like, you know, 10-year-old me or 12-year-old me would love an opportunity like this. It's less my vibe now currently, but I feel like I was really channeling my childhood self. But yeah, I really like this pose here. I'll speak a little bit more on my decisions in this next little section here. So yeah, hi. You guys just saw me work on this first initial sketch and kind of planning with the ecstasy. I don't actually know how you're supposed to pronounce that.
All right, guys, podcast number 48 with the one and only Ecstasy. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. Awesome. Fuck.
Okay, ecstasy. Okay, yeah. So you guys just saw me kind of start to plan this. I feel like after like looking at a bunch of his Instagram photos and like doing research on him, there are a few photos of him kind of like singing with the mic straight up, and I think that's like super cool and impactful for like a pose. And then something else that's super cool is he has tons of tattoos. So I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, I really want to highlight the tattoos. The print is going to be a screen print with Sled Island. They're going to be printing all of the posters for us. So there's a max of 3 colors that you can use. So it has to be like relatively simple. I think the limited color palette will end up being super cool. But yeah, I really like this reference that I found on Pinterest. It's kind of like grungy photo, but with a lot of like pen drawings and stuff and like red on top. So I thought that would be cool to kind of like highlight his tattoos, and then everything else is kind of just like rendered out. I pulled this as a reference. This is from flesh.png on Instagram. They've been like a huge influence and inspiration for me in recent years. And yeah, I feel like the merging of those two kind of styles will end up being super cool and portray the essence of like this artist, or at least what I understand this artist. It's kind of interesting trying to like make a poster for somebody that you're just finding out about. I'm grateful that he's big enough that he's had like shorts made about him and like interviews and things like that, so I've been able to feel like I can get to know him a little bit before making this poster. But yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with, you know, this composition, this sketch. But I don't feel ready to continue with it yet. Maybe it's procrastination, but like I said, I haven't made like a finished drawing in a while. And I feel like maybe I need a bit of warming up to feel comfortable doing that or whatever, or I don't know. Like I have a bit of time to get this done, so I think I'm going to just kind of chill and draw something to post on Instagram just as like a warm up or a little buffer before I get started on this. So yeah. How's it going? It's Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday afternoon. I had a bit of a busy morning. So yeah, I have plans to go to yoga in about 3 hours, but today I really wanted to get some progress done on the fish painting. It's flipped over right now. I flipped it over when I went to Japan because the sun comes in, and the ink that I'm using should be like light fast, but just, you know, just in case the sun was like messing with it. But yeah, firstly, I kind of want to put it back to over here so that it's like straight up and down rather than like flat on the table. I moved it on the table to start painting because I was worried about like water dripping if it was like up and down. Like if I put too wet of a stroke, then like the ink would like pool at the bottom of it because gravity, right? But working on it so far, I really haven't been using that loaded of brush strokes, you know? It's been pretty manageable, so I think like it being up and down will be fine. And I feel like my back will also thank me for not being bent over like this, working on it for the rest of it, so yeah. It's nice too, I think, like being able to see it stood up and how it's supposed to be viewed, you know? I feel like it was living on this table for so long that like I forget what it's supposed to look like, if that makes sense, and like being able to walk away from it and like view it from more of a far away angle. So that's nice.
Scandal, you know, because everything else going on here is so normal. Sketch the giant sleeping, his rough hair like a crown.
Hey, sorry, you guys are just like balancing on a roll of paper towels right now, so I don't know if, how do we feel about this? Maybe I'll zoom out. Lovely. Yeah, I thought I should probably eat something before yoga, so I've been trying to get into oatmeal lately because I feel like it's a, you know, it's a cheap and easy way to get energy into your body, especially like needing meals before going to the gym in the afternoon or whatever. It's green because I added matcha. Thought I would try that. I ate a lot of matcha. It's fine. But yeah, I thought maybe I'll just have a little chitty chat with you guys while I eat, and then I'll use this recording over top of the rest of the progress that I do right now on this painting. So I guess for context, the past like, I guess month has been super busy for me. Maybe even more than a month. I feel like around March maybe, work started getting busy again after being pretty slow for the first couple months of the year, which was very welcome. You know, obviously your girl got to make money in some way, so the busyness was definitely welcome. And then I went kind of full steam ahead on reopening the shop, so that took a bunch of, you know, effort and energy. And then the shop launched, and then I suddenly got very busy with work. I went from busy to extremely busy, and then that kind of took up my life until I went to Japan, and then I went to Japan, and then that was lovely. But obviously travel is tiring, especially like a short trip like that. Everything was very condensed, and I feel like I was just like so tired the entire time. And then now being back, I've been tired, and I feel like my body has just been kind of, my body and my head, my mental has been kind of catching up to what has been these past many crazy weeks of just like go, go, go. And now I find myself like having a little bit more breathing room, which is very welcome, but I feel like I'm just kind of catching up to the craziness that was my life lately. Catching up with like rest and stuff like that. So yeah, I've talked about this before, but when my life gets super busy, I feel like I really neglect my mental health. And I feel like that's, you know, probably a common thing with people. Obviously, if you're like so busy and overwhelmed with like work or whatever else in life, it's harder to take the time to like slow down and like ask yourself like, how am I? What the fuck is going on right now? Am I okay? What do I need? So I feel like for sure I'm now coming into a season where I have time and I have the mental capacity to like slow down and talk to myself and figure out like, what's going on? Am I okay? Like really try and reconnect with myself in a healthier way. So yeah, I feel like now starting to get back into like art making and working on those couple illustrations that I'm trying to work on, and then now picking back up this painting. There's a lot of thoughts that are going through my mind of like I feel like the unproductivity and the slowness is kind of acceptable and to be expected during the winter, you know, because obviously it's the winter time, and I don't know, I feel like if you are like super productive and happy and stuff over the winter time, you're like a superhuman. That is not me. So yeah, I feel like I've been coming out of like a bit of a slow period, which is fine and expected, but now coming into spring and like it's warm outside and things are kind of happening, I find myself getting a little less patient with myself when it comes to my slowness and letting myself like rest if I need it and things like that, because I'm starting to get frustrated with myself that I'm feeling or acting a little less motivated when it comes to art than I would like to be. So I don't know if that's like healthy or not, or like what the balance is. I feel like for things like art or creativity or things that are like purely self-motivated, so like working on these illustrations and doing these like more personal works, things that aren't reliant on deadlines and timelines and clients and whatever else, I'm trying to find the balance between like, okay, I understand that if I'm tired, I need rest, and that's like super necessary and okay. But at the same time, at what point do I like start to put my foot down and be like, okay, it's time to work. It's time to like actually take action on these things that I want to do that I haven't been doing lately, you know? And I know that like the way that my brain works will always kind of keep me accountable in like getting things done that I want to do and doing the things that I want to do and progressing in like my goals and whatever else. But I don't know if that's like me giving into the fear that I have around not being productive and how closely tied my productivity is to my self-worth, which is, you know, I've talked about a billion times, and that's like the core of what drives me, at least on the fear side of things. So yeah, I don't know. I don't actually know what I'm trying to say here, but that's kind of what has been going through my mind lately. And I feel like maybe like looking at the seasons, it's kind of like a natural place to be in the spring. You know, I feel like I'm transitioning from being a little more low-key and slow during the wintertime to now it's warming up and the days are longer and I have more energy. So I feel like I'm making that transition from taking that rest that I need and starting to act and starting to go on things. So that's good. You know, I'm feeling optimistic about the next little while or whatever, obviously because it's summer. I fucking love summer. I feel great during the summer. I wish it was summer all the time. But yeah, even just the concept of like, I love summer because I'm happier and therefore I can be more productive feels unhealthy. Because I love being productive so much, because when I'm productive, I feel like I'm worthy of life and love, and I have worth as a human being, and people love me more when I'm productive, you know, which is fucked up because that shouldn't be the thing that drives me. And I'm aware of it, obviously, and I'm working to kind of find that balance and to, you know, allow myself to be productive while also being aware of why I feel like I need to be productive, you know, with, I'm sure, anyone else, you know. It feels good to do things and it feels good to feel good enough to do things. And when you're depressed, you know, it's harder to do things. So like everything's tied together in a way that makes sense. But yeah, something that I was thinking about this morning, I sat down to kind of like connect with myself and feel my feelings or whatever. And like this visualization kind of popped up in my head of like where I kind of am. If you picture like if you're like in a hole or something in the ground. So imagine a hole in the ground and you're inside of it. And right now I feel like I'm just below, like if I go on my tippy toes, I can kind of like peek up outside of the hole. And so that's me kind of like when I'm feeling a little lower and I'm ducked down below the hole, then I kind of start to feel negative and self-critical and like, oh, why am I slow right now? Oh, why don't I feel productive? Why can't I just make lots of art and yada yada yada. But then if I think about that for a little bit, or I like look outside at the trees, listen to the birds sing, things like that, then I feel like I grow a little bit, and then I can like peek up outside the hole and then appreciate life, you know, and feel happy. And so I feel like when I'm like feeling really low and I'm feeling like a little depressed maybe is when I fall a little deeper into that hole where it's even harder to see outside of the opening. And then when I'm feeling good, then I'm like possibly, you know, head and shoulders outside of the hole and above the hole, and like everything in my viewpoint is open and light, you know? And so I was thinking about that as like an analogy of thinking about like my fucking mental state and how life is, and how it's like just ups and downs, different levels of being inside or outside of that hole, and how my ultimate goal, I guess, in life is to someday get out of the hole. But I don't know if that's even possible, because it's like, I don't want to say if it's even possible. Like, it's probably extremely hard to do that, because everybody feels their downs and everybody feels their lows. So it's like, that's just life, you know? But, yeah, kind of an interesting little image that I had that maybe would be interesting for you guys to hear. So therefore I shared it, so there you go. Oof. Hey, good morning, how's it going? Sorry, the camera's crooked. Hi, what time is it? 6:30 probably, around, because I'm going hiking again. That's gonna be a common theme in the next few vlogs, at least, leading up to my trip to Peru, because that's approaching quickly. Yeah, I'm going with my friend Morg. We're trying a bit of a more difficult hike this time because it's hopefully won't be as icy. It's getting into spring now, so hopefully it goes well. But yeah, let's go on a hike.
Eggs. I'm sorry. Eggy.
So first stop out the house, I went over to Morg's house because we were taking her rocket ship sports car. She's got like a crazy built out IS. So on the way out we stopped and grabbed some photos of it. And then we were off on the hike. We went out to Hauling Peak. It was a out and back hike, and I think the total was around like 7 or 8K. So a little bit longer than we had been doing, and the elevation was pretty, you know, moderate to difficult, which I definitely felt. I've been loving playing with my XE1 in recent months, so obviously whenever I go on hikes, it's a great opportunity to take some pics, so I definitely indulged. Wait. So the final leg of the hike was pretty ridiculous. It got really steep. It was definitely a struggle climbing up. We didn't make it to the very, very peak. We got close, but it was so fucking windy up there, and Finn was not having it. It wasn't us, you know, if it was up to us, we would have, you know, went to the top, but Finn was being a baby, so. Really cool hike, really cool to be that high up nonetheless. And while we were up there, I got a few really cool shots, so here they are. So I just got back from the hike. It was extremely draining. I'm very tired. But it's 6:30 and that's not really a socially acceptable time to go to bed, and I don't really want to take a nap. So instead, I'm going to be making some matcha. Right? Because like when you can't take a nap, obviously have some caffeine instead. But when I was in Japan, I picked up some ceremonial grade matcha. That's what this is. And previously when I would make my like matcha drinks or whatever, I was using culinary grade matcha, which is like not nearly as good or delicious. And like the matcha that you get from like a coffee shop or whatever, and like matcha that is meant to be drank, is supposed to be ceremonial grade. So yes. But yeah, delicious. But anyways, so yeah, for the rest of the night, hopefully this gives me a little bit of a boost. But I'm planning on working on that illustration that I started a couple days ago. I'll film some of it. I suspect that after a bit of filming, I'm gonna kind of get tired of having my camera kind of positioned over me and trying to draw while, you know, staying in focus and staying in frame. Yeah, I'll document as much as I feel good about, and then I'll probably end the night just chilling and watching something and continuing on this drawing. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit with balancing like working on art and documenting it for YouTube, because obviously, you know, that's an enjoyable thing to watch for you guys, I'm sure, is seeing the process of how I make art and stuff like that. But I feel like, and I've talked about this before, like it definitely hinders my art making and my creativity. I feel like when like I have a piece of art that I want to be working on, and it's hard enough getting myself to get to the place where I'm like ready to work on it, and then having this kind of weight on in the back of my mind of like, oh, but I'm filming that, so I need to film it as well, and I need to have my camera out, and I need that all like set up while I'm making art. And then I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. So then I, you know, sometimes I end up just not working on the art. So I don't know. I'm trying to find a balance, you know. What do you guys think? Thoughts there? Do you actually even like seeing like the art making sections that I do, where I'm like showing clips of me like literally recording myself making the art? Or I don't know what the alternative would be. I mean, Procreate records everything that you do, and you can do like a playback and export that, but I feel like that's just not as engaging to watch, because it's literally just like a screen recording, you know? I don't know. It's a balance. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to sort that out for myself, because I do want to record things and I do want to show the process of me making art, but then maybe like at times where I feel like it's a bit of a chore to do that, or like I'm not in the right place to like take on that extra weight, I guess, and that extra friction maybe, then maybe, you know, that specific piece I don't record. I don't know what the balance is, but yeah. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Hey, good morning. Camera's very crooked. Better. Hey, how's it going? It's Tuesday. What was I actually gonna say right here? Yeah, yesterday was just like a full work day. Sometimes I have days where like I just wanna dedicate the entire day to getting something done or get good progress on something, a work task, and so I literally just spend the entire day working on that until I go to bed. So that was yesterday. Yeah, so I feel like I did a bunch of good work and I have a pass today to work on something a little less worky, I guess. I guess that doesn't really make sense because what I'm going to work on today is work and I am being paid for it. I'm working on the ecstasy poster today because, like I said, I think earlier, the timeline's really tight. So ideally, I'd like to have it done by Friday. So yeah, today is a poster working day. I really haven't touched it at all since I did that sketch that you guys saw. Yeah, next steps are I need to find some more reference and then do like a bit more of a fleshed out sketch. And then once I'm happy with the composition, then I'm just gonna go in and kind of etch out the vibe. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that it's a super limited color palette because I feel like with that limitation comes, you know, a lot of decisions are kind of made for me, you know what I mean? If everything was so open and I could use the whole rainbow and literally the possibilities were endless, I feel like I would have a little bit more like decision anxiety or like decision procrastination. So yeah, it feels pretty straightforward to me. Let's just get started on that, I guess. So yeah, coming into working on a bit of a more kind of established, refined sketch for this. This is all I'm going to be showing for this vlog on the process of this specific piece, just because if you want to see it, go see it at the show, or I'll show it when I have the final in my hands and I have a copy of the final poster print. But yeah, basically I just like blew up my thumbnail that I did, my original composition, and then really started pulling anatomy reference and like looking at the pose, getting down like exactly where I wanted the text to land, things like that. Working on this piece after this initial sketch, like once I started getting into the nitty gritty of it, it was such a fucking hassle and such a struggle finding references for this guy's tattoos because he's got so many and he's been getting lots in recent years, it seems like, as well. So like I'll find like a nice clear like detailed image of him like front on kind of thing, but then I'll see another image that's maybe a little bit more recent and then he had like another tattoo put over like a spot or whatever. So there was a lot of Googling, a lot of downloading of this particular artist shirtless. So, you know, anything for research, really. It was a good experience. I like the way that it turned out. I'm excited for you guys to eventually see this thing once it's printed. I think it in its final form, once it's like screen printed with like the speedball ink and all that, will be really cool. So you can look forward to that in the next couple months.
Although he dreamed of adapting Pinocchio to film, said the story read like a book of oracles, said all his doubts and problems found answers on the page. The end still disappointed.
Hi. New mic. Who dis? All right. So I got the DJI Mic 2, but yeah, after the Japan video, when I brought my, wow, this is really cool, being able to like move around and not having to like yell at you guys over there. I brought this mic with me to Japan and I used it with my phone. And in order to do that, it's just like a cable connection. I needed to get a separate cable connection and then connect that to a 3.5 millimeter input to Lightning so that it can attach to my iPhone. And it was fine, but there's like a bit of interference and whatever. And also I'm limited to how far or close I am to, I'm like moving so carefully because I'm very aware of this. Yeah, anyways, that setup was fine, but I feel like in practice when I was out there, it wasn't like as useful or as convenient as like a lav mic would be, because as you can see, I can go far away and you guys can still hear me nice and crispy from over here and even from back here. Hi. So I'm really stoked on this. I've been looking at this mic for a while. It's not cheap, so like I haven't bought it, but I don't know. With all of the work that I've been doing lately, I feel like I have a little bit of extra money to spend. So I thought I would go ahead and get it. And I love it. Do we love it? This is so cool. I'm really excited to use this on my trip to Peru. That's gonna be sick. Ooh, new gadget. New toy. So yeah, look forward to that. I'm excited for the shots that I'm gonna be able to get with this, because obviously now I can set up my camera somewhere cool, walk away from it, and have audio. So that's fucking cool. I'm stoked. So yeah, anyways, hi. We're switched back to our normal mic here. But yeah, this morning I'm just gonna continue working on that ecstasy poster. I'm getting close. I'm you know, pretty happy with it so far. I want to show you guys like a little corner of it, because I guess it's kind of hard to see, but I just want to give a little sneaky peeky of like how it's progressed, because the last thing I showed you was just the sketch, right? And I feel like it's changed a lot since then. This is the beauty of, this is just like his arm and like his side torso area. But like I'm filling in his like tattoos and stuff as like really cool detail. And the poster is going to be screen printed, so I think this is going to be really cool. This like yellow color is going to be gold, so I don't know if that's going to be metallic or what, but I think it's going to be pretty freaking cool. So yeah, I'm enjoying the process so far. It's definitely been a bit of a burn. I'm trying to make it a fast burn, but I want it to be as good as I can make it. And I feel like something like this, takes a bit of care and a bit of like intentionality. And like even once I have all of the tattoos filled in, like I don't know if I want to add more like layering or like play with more of that, or if that's like too much, I don't know. But yeah. Oh fuck, sorry guys. Good morning. Good morning. Fuck. I have the hiccups this morning, and I can't even remember the last time I had the hiccups. They're very rare, so when they happen, you just kind of gotta let it happen, Good morning. It is Saturday, baby. So yeah, hi, good morning. Today is pretty chill. I just have some plans in the evening. I'm going to Beer Fest with some friends. It's like a big convention where you can like try a bunch of breweries go and you can try a bunch of different beer. So should be fun. Should be fun. But until then, my day's pretty open, more or less. Last night I sent off the ecstasy poster. So that's all wrapped up. It was a very quick turnaround. I did it in like a week. So I could have sat and like thought about it and mulled it over and like probably like changed or tweaked things over time. But for the most part, I was happy with it. So I just sent it off because I knew they, Sled Island needed it sooner rather than later. So yeah, now I'm feeling, a bit of space to work on, to get some work done on this guy. And yeah, other than that, I think I have a few orders to pack, so I'm gonna do that. But yeah, that's gonna be my day. It's pretty chill. It's pretty boring. I'll continue to you know, get footage of this, and then we can kind of like vibe out from there. But yeah, I thought I would take this opportunity to say bye-bye and end the vlog. So yeah, thank you for watching. I was thinking about like having a little chitty chat section here, maybe about like, I don't know, how I'm feeling and whatever. Basically, it's just the same stuff as always, you know. I've talked lots on this vlog so far, so I don't want to sound like a broken record, but yeah, I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring myself out. I'm figuring my feelings. Yesterday, I sat and took some time to kind of reflect, journal a little bit, feel the feelings that I have, list out like my fears or like the negative thoughts that I'm kind of dwelling on, and actively try to, you know, reason with myself and speak to myself in a way that is compassionate. So that was nice, that was helpful. But yeah, essentially I feel like right now I'm feeling pressure to do stuff, and I feel like I'm not mentally there yet, maybe. Like one side of my brain is like, okay, we're easing off from a busy work life, we're back from our vacation, it's warming up outside, there's no excuse to not be going full steam ahead right now. But then the other side of my brain is like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I still feel tired, I still feel like I'm processing things, and it's a battle between those two voices, of one side being like, get your shit together, get to work, and the other side being like, I don't feel it yet, I don't feel ready. And then the other side being like, oh my God, you're so lazy, you're not being productive, people aren't gonna love you because you're not being productive, that whole spiral. And then so it has to be a very intentional thing for the other side to be like, you know, no, if I feel tired, if I feel like I need rest, then obviously I need rest, and rest is not optional. You can only push through it so far, and if you do take the route of pushing through it, it doesn't result in anything good. You just feel more tired and more sad. So yeah, I'm trying to be gentle with myself, try to be kind with myself, because I know that that's the only way to, you know, feel what I feel and get past it in a healthy way. And unfortunately, I can't really rush through that. So yeah, that's my little spiel. That's where I'm at. And so I will update you guys and talk to you guys more in the next one. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you watched all the way through, if you did that, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys, all of the support that you're giving me, all of the sweet comments. It's kind of crazy like how lovely and positive and just like sweet you guys are, my community here, my little budding community that I'm building. I feel really grateful. Like back like a few months ago or whatever, when I started picking up steam and momentum on some of my videos and I was getting more eyes on me, is when I started to get my first negative comments, and I was like, oh fuck. It was really hard, but I was like prepping myself to build up some armor and like kind of numb that part out, because I knew that as I continued to grow, stuff like that would continue to happen. But remarkably, it hasn't. Literally all of my comments since that little hiccup of like a few people not really jiving with me, which is fine, they've all been really supportive and really positive, and I feel really grateful for that. Knock on fucking wood. Watch me say that and like this video gets like a ton of fucking hate. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. But anyways, I just want to say that I'm grateful, and thank you guys for being here and being so sweet to me. But yeah, I always forget to, promote myself or do anything in my videos, so I'm going to take this opportunity as I sign off to say that this video is sponsored by me. My shop is open right now. It'll only be open until like mid-May. I want to say May 14th or 15th. I haven't decided, but when I do, I'll put that info on the little announcement bar on my shop page. But yeah, if you want to support me, that's the best way to do it right now. I'm thinking about starting a Patreon, so keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming out this summer. in the next couple months, hopefully. I have some things that I gotta figure out for that, but yeah, that is the spiel. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, smash that motherfucking like button. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit.